Hello, I'm Jose.
I'm Joey,
And I'm Cody.
and this is our final project on motor development.
Developed by Dr. Clark of the University of Maryland, the mountain of motor development is a metaphor for how individuals progress over a lifespan. Progression up the mountain is sequential, starting with the reflexive period, and each period is a building block for the next period. Today, we plan to show you the progression up the mountain through various examples. The first period is the reflexive period, which starts at the third gestational week and lasts until 2 weeks post-birth. This period is characterized by reflexive and spontaneous movements that are necessary to survive, to overcome birth trauma, to open dialogue with the environment, and are known as primitive patterns of coordination for later voluntary movement. Spontaneous movements are involuntary movements that have no known stimuli, such as a baby kicking in its mother's uterus, as shown in this picture, which helps create an open dialogue with the outside environment. Reflexes are involuntary movements with a specific stimuli. The plantar grasp reflex, as shown in this photo, has a specific stimuli as a parent places their finger into the palm of the baby. The reflexive period ends when movements become voluntary. Pre-adaptive period is from around 2 weeks to 1 year of age. It is characterized by species-typical or phylogenetic behaviors that are predispositions for later voluntary movement. During this period, biological constraints play a major role, while the environmental constraints are minimal. The pre-adaptive period ends with bipedal locomotion, as shown in this photo, and self-feeding, as shown in this photo. The fundamental period. Basic movements are practiced during this period to be later used in context-specific situations. Movements such as kicking, throwing, catching are practiced. These movements are building blocks for later skills. This period provides a base camp when individuals experience compensation, which will be described later. This period ends with fundamental motor patterns to specific contexts, which is approximately 7 years of age. As you can see here, Cody and Jose are practicing the fundamental movement of kicking back and forth. The context-specific period starts at around 7 and ends at 11 years of age. In this period, skills are unique to the individual and usually promoted by family, friends, and culture. The acquisition of these skills is dependent upon contact-based knowledge and experience. Also, individuals have both fine and gross motor skills, and this period ends with the attainment of mastery of skills.
Jose and Joey are using their learned practices and instruction to dribble back and forth the field in order to complete the task of scoring.
The skillful period, which is the top of the mountain, starts around age 11. During this period, individuals have mastered their skills, meaning that they are both efficient and adaptive with their movements. As you can see from this video, Jose is an individual in the skillful period for the soccer portion of the mountain. He is demonstrating the mastery of these skills through juggling, which is both efficient and adaptive to any changes that may occur. The compensation period. As previously mentioned, this period brings individuals back down the mountain. It can happen anywhere on the mountain and sometimes brings individuals all the way down to the base camp of the mountain, which is the fundamental period. There are 2 ways a skilled individual experiences compensation. One is age-related, the other is injury-related. For the injury, in which the individual still possesses the skills but needs to heal before the skills become optimal again. This is Jose during the skillful period before an injury occurs. This is when Jose sustains an injury. After his injury, this is Jose. He still has the skill, but it's not as optimal. In this segment, Joey is showing his juggling abilities. As it is clear, he is nowhere near the skilled athlete that Jose is at soccer. This is to show you that people can be at different places on the mountain at different times.
That works, that works.
As we mentioned before, it is a mountain range, so there are different peaks for different skills. Cody is in the skillful peak of throwing, as demonstrated in this video, while someone else is obviously on a lower peak.